In the heart of South Sudan's lush western equatorial lies Riimenze, a place of residence where the land's bounty holds the promise of self-sufficiency and growth. Through the Sustainable Agricultural Project, hope is sown into the soil, transforming lives and future.
What we do here is mainly in agriculture. We train farmers in various forms in the farm. So for example, we train farmers how to cultivate maize, millet, sorghum, granite and the rest.
Traditionally, as a way of planting, they were doing broadcasting as a method of sowing. So it was characterized by broadcasting. You get the seed in the container and you randomly, just so that at least they evenly distributed in the garden. So at the end of the day, you find these seeds germinate when they are scattered. So there is no line, there is no organization in the farm. So this broadcasting method makes the work in the farm very difficult. It makes weeding very difficult. There is a competition because there are many plants in one place. So as the project, we try to tell them that this broadcasting method is not good. We cannot stop them, but we just advise them that let's try to use row planting. We'll try to plant in line while putting into account the spacing, plant spacing, so that we can see at the end of the day between the spacing or row planting and the broadcasting method, which one works well. So when they try this, they find it works better. When you plant 2 maize per hole, you get bigger maize cob. But when you broadcast, you find maize cobs are very many, but they are few, they are smaller in size, making the yield at the end of the day very small.
And then the interventions we also do here is by way of giving them livestock to train. For example, we distribute piglets to farmers, also give them chickens, or give them goats.
We distribute these animals upon them coming for training here in the farm. We have to first train them on how to rear, disease control, another aspect. Then after knowing all the managerial skills of this livestock, we give them. These animals, they have a shorter growing period or maturity period, whereby if you are given 2 to someone outside there, they rear, they look at them very well. Then later, when it has produced, you can now sell and pay your children to school. You can get 1 hen, slaughter, and at least change the diet, go to protein, instead of relying on greens throughout.
This animal, we don't just give it to them that way. If we give a pair to a farmer, we expect that when the pair produces, they in turn return 2 of that pair again, so that we can give to the other person. And I think so far it has been very successful because most of them have been able to use this livestock to change their lives in so many ways. Apart from that, we also go to the areas of nutrition where malnourished children are attended to by way of training their mothers as to how to balance their diet so that it will be helpful for the children and then the whole household. So this farm is about 50 acres and we are using 25, half of it for cultivation. The purpose of this farm initially was a charity farm.
Farmers outside there come to learn. Initially we used to have agriculture show and farmer field days, where farmers from all the locations, including Riimenze, which is hosting the farm, come to learn in the farm. So when they make the tour, they ask as many questions as possible so that they can be able to learn the new technologies that are in the farm, and later they translate back to their respective communities or location where they come from. And also too, the demonstration farm serves as a source of employment to the locals. They always come to work, to help as a casual worker, to help in certain areas, and they are paid at the end of the day So this money helps them at least to make ends meet at the end of the day.
In 2023 last year, we decided that no, we need to move from solely charity and then we'll go into income generating. So the purpose now has become two purposes now we have. One, to continue to give them the the trainings, the workshops and all that. And also now to create income, to be able to support the running of the farm. Some of the products we are packaging is the nutrition department. So we package moringa, lantana camara, then groundnut paste, soybean paste, and the rest. Every month we feed about 100 elderly people, those who cannot do anything at all, and then they don't have people to take care of them. So we buy rice, we buy oil, we buy salt, we buy soap, beans, tea, sugar, and the rest, and then we share among them. You realize that sometimes you visit a village and maybe there are 3 or 4. Out of the 3, 2 has lost all the family members, left only that person. And the shelter in which that person is living is too poor. So what we do is we get some bricks, about 100 or 150 bricks, which can build a small house on which we call tukus. And then we get this thatch grass, then we roof it for them.
The saving scheme project, it is majorly for women. It's a special project that was introduced for women who are too vulnerable to farming. After being identified, they are trained on business ideas and then financial management, whereby after attending the training, they go and now form groups. And in each group, they make a group of 10 members. So after forming a group, they are now given a startup capital where they sit as a group and come up with a kind of a business plan, a business what they want to do. Especially, they select an enterprise that is viable, that they want to they want to start. Then they come and get the money. From here, then they go and start up the business. So when they are starting the business, we also do what is called a follow-up visit and monitoring to see whether the business they are doing is progressing or not, and also to see whether they are making profit or not. So in a case where they are not making a profit, then we have to bring them back for further training, and we advise them to choose another viable business that can suit the area where they're coming from.
But then we don't give them as something they are not supposed to bring back. But we'll put a system in place that every month they will have to come and pay something small out of their interest till they get the capital that we have given them. So by the time they finish paying this capital that we have given them, they will raise their own capital. They will raise their own capital. So those that they will return, just like the animals I was explaining, we gather this money again and then we extend the system. So that is what we've been doing. I think so far we have about 200 or 250 beneficiaries.
Riimenze's yields have increased, and so has the community spirit. Families now rely on local resources and local markets are thriving.
What I'm learned from Solidarity is they give me training how to produce the vegetable, how to raise the null cell, and how to transplanting to take from null cell to mother bed, how to planting on a line, and how to keep the animal like pigs. That is what I'm got from Solidarity. When I'm starting planting tomato, I was planted in zigzag way. I don't know how to plant it in a good way, and how to protect it from the insect. That is what it was made me. But now I can protect my farm from insects very well, and my family now is eating better because If today they eat cabbage, tomorrow they can eat eggplant or tomato. That is, they can extend their foods to eat. Yeah, their body is be okay.
Ungamana chimo undele pambiko weyoyo kafuru miotoko mbogu janengo gumin pefron ngaga mandazi mbatale mikibi gupanga megina e madunga sab gibara kolo kizaka undele rogoyo ngakitanu kitanybe ka meme kumandu baraka mukino guzamani ya gina agule watanu kitanybe kala na kondo kini yenami mikini bojira ana mbe gumotale le kino vurugu mana nyone na ogude na wuli kapai bodingi kino vurugu manale ngo gupai sordati no undale no gumana ne undole rogo cho undale akinje kumbatayo rogoyo
batakusayo nyadunga zumuzumu nyeno ngoka manga pa kusigena ete ndiko myani zikunora ko jenda gidule la kameno singa rogo gimoyo sa sada munya na mukambuligalale mukirigale ba ana kutiao oye ko pafo simagalo lakandi ko mimweno ngagini gulenge mekalie.
Based on the assessment we made and also my frequent visit to the field and to the beneficiaries, I've realized people outside there are eating at least 2 or 3 times a day now. They have breakfast. Initially there was no breakfast. They go to the garden, then they eat once in a day, that is supper. But now they're taking breakfast in the morning before they go to their garden. When they come back they eat lunch and also supper. So we feel happy when there is that gradual change. Most of our people can now afford, because someone can sell 1 piglet and pay the child to the boarding school. At least we realize there are a lot of enrollment of the locals here to the boarding school, which is really an achievement that we see Solidarity is doing. And also we see some people are buying assets. Like a bicycle, you know, people used to walk, but now they are simplifying. They buy bicycles, and others who are practicing horticulture. You know, horticulture brings them money within a shorter time. Like in one of the locations, we have a farmer that has bought a motorcycle out of the produce sold in the market. So those are the few achievements we are realizing.
In Riimenze, seeds are not just planted in soil, they are planted in hearts. This project is growing hope and it's spreading, one harvest at a time.